Hi everyone, welcome to Revati Charan's Born to Learn channel. In this session, we are going to deal with the story The Hare and the Tortoise. This is the story which we might have heard from our grandparents or in the early childhood days from our parents or from our neighbors. So, what is the title? What is the title here is The Hare and the Tortoise. What is the story conveys? So, before going into analyzation, we must get to know about the story. The hare, the rabbit, and the tortoise were actually close friends. But one day they had an argument about who was faster. So now they wanted to come to a decision whether rabbit is faster than tortoise or tortoise is faster than rabbit. They thought about so many competitions and at last they came to a decision in order to have a race between them. They decided to go on a race to find who was better. Finally, they went on a race in front of all the animals. At the beginning, what happened there is that the tortoise moved very slow. A rabbit can move very faster, as you all know. But the thing is, a rabbit started to mock at the tortoise. If you are moving very slow, how can you win this race? From this, we can get to know that the tortoise is a slow animal and a rabbit can move faster. So everyone thought that only the rabbit could win the race. And what happened at the middle of the race is that when the rabbit was running, Rabbit suddenly looked back to check where the tortoise is. And he came to know that the tortoise were far away from him. And what he thought is that as he was tired of running, he thought of taking some rest. He took a nap. He took a short nap. And now, what happened there is that when a rabbit was sleeping, the tortoise moved very slowly and came to the spot of finishing. At once the rabbit opened the eyes and he came to know that the tortoise have won the race. So what you can understand from this story? Never underestimate our opponent as the weakest person. The hare was so sure about winning the race that he decided to take a little nap under the tree. While the hare was dozing, the tortoise continued walking slowly and went ahead of the hare. We all might have heard the story of the hare and tortoise. Some may have heard extensions to it, where both of them rematch and eventually collaborate for a winning. I'm actually talking about the original story, whose moral is slow and steady wins the race. Here are few key takeaways from the story which I have developed for your better understanding. First reason, the tortoise did not win actually because it was slow and steady. We do not plan to become slow and steady to win a race. The tortoise wins because the hare gets overconfident and gets distracted midway. The hare makes some bad decisions along the way. So, what can you understand from this point? This point shows you that even though you are quite faster, you should not be overconfident. The second point, the rabbit decided to take a rest. If a person sets a goal, why the person needs to take a rest before he or she achieves the goal? We do not need to take rest. We can take rest once after our goal is achieved. Till then, work, work, and hard work. And what the rabbit does is that he was resting longer than necessary. Will it not be good taking a nap just for 2 minutes? Why he wanted to take a nap for more minutes? Instead, tortoise moves very slowly. Till then, the tortoise reaches the finishing spot. The rabbit was taking rest. Why do we need to take a lot of minutes to take rest? Next, underestimating Tortoise's capability. Even though our opponent is a weak person, we should not underestimate. Why? Because all of a sudden someone may help them, and all of a sudden they may win. So we should not think the opponent as the weakest person and we should not take rest. Instead, work all the day, hard work all the day, and win in the particular competition and then take the rest after achieving the goal. Next, overestimating its own capabilities. Even though you are capable to do everything, first win the goal and then take rest. What if in this story the rabbit reached the finishing spot and then takes the rest? He might have win the race, right? But now what happened is that before reaching the goal, he took a nap. That is the main problem here. Tortoise happens to make relatively better decisions along the way and hence manages to win. The second point is that whom would you have bet your money on before the race begins? Obviously, if I were given the option, I would have betted only on the hare. Why? Because it is fast. If we can ensure that it remains focused and does not get distracted, it will be super. Distraction, that is where most leaders fail. Right? I think I'm right. Distraction, that is where most leaders fail. The distraction could be firefighting, executive reporting, achieving short term sales targets. However unavoidable, one should keep it at minimum. So avoid running behind distractions that do not add any value to your long term goal. I repeat, avoid running behind distractions that do not add any value to your long term goal. My third point is that let us suppose you are the hare in the story. What would you have done differently? Keep running until the finish line? I hear you. I must warn that you will soon run into work life imbalance, stress, and fatigue. You will hear advice of stopping and smelling the roses around you. It happens. Enjoying your moments with your growing kids and keeping your body healthy, this is how we usually spend our days. How about you relaxing for a while? However, still managing to win by a good margin, you can relax and bask when it is sunny with cool breeze, but not all the time. When it is sunny with cool breeze, while relaxing, you should watch out for three things periodically and act before it is too late. Checking how Tortoise is doing. Is that so necessary to check the person who is coming behind us? No. Next one is that watching out for a water puddle. Why do you want to look for a situation? Instead, create a situation. You can very well relax but do not shut down your senses. That brings me to the last and most important point. Why did the hare run this race in the first place? Are you just racing to prove your own capabilities? Are you running for others who have invested in you? Or else are you running for your own fun and health? The purpose that drives you to the finish line is important. Feel free to carve your own route to eliminate all competition. Win in the competition and then take the rest. Likewise, win in the life and then take rest. Thank you.